Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So like I was mentioning earlier, if you guys weren't here yet, you're more than welcome to take notes, but this will be recorded and it's gonna be uploaded to Sonia's YouTube channel. If you guys haven't been in there yet, I suggest you go look at it. She has a lot more stuff. We were talking and we might have to do like a second episode of this because there's just so many features. If I don't go over everything, just ask questions, leave them in the chat box. I'll try to get to them as soon as I can, or if not after the video, because there's going to be two parts to this. I'll go over the features and then I'll demonstrate how to do it. So if you want to be able to follow along with me, it's helpful if you already have an account with Canva. If not, then I'll go over that too. Mute you all, and it needs me to do it individually. But okay, let's get started. So when you first go onto Canva, we're going to be downloading an app, or you can do the desktop version like I was saying earlier. The good thing about Canva is that it integrates with your devices. So the people that have a Mac and the people who have iPad, the people who have iPhones, we see how your devices sync with one another. The Canva app is the same way. If you are doing something on your desktop that you have to leave and you save it and you run out the door like realtors usually do, you have the app on your phone or you have the app on the iPad, and you can just continue doing what you were doing. There's no need to save it and have to upload it to anywhere else. It's there for you. It's really, really handy. Okay. Next, there's a difference between the two versions of Canva. There's a free version and then there's a pro version, and but the pro version is paid. So the difference between them is that free version has 8,000 free templates, and they're beautiful, don't get me wrong, I like them. They're really, really nice, but usually the templates that I want are the ones on the pro version. Those are usually nicer. They have better graphics on them. They have just different things that the free version doesn't offer. They do offer a lot of graphics, but the pro version, again, has about 60 million. You can do search options, branding colors, background removal, one-click resize, and then you can upload your own fonts and your logos to Canva if you have the pro version. I know if you're on the free one, they offer a 30-day free trial, and once you go on it, trust me, you won't want to go back. It's really, really handy. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is branding kit. So wait, let me just let some people in. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is your branding kit. There's a reason that you recognize the logo right here, and you recognize the logo here, and all of these right here. The reason is because they have a consistent logo, they have a consistent color, and they have a consistent style, and sometimes they even have a consistent font. If you brought your teenager Nike shoes that have a different font or different wording, or the logo is swooping the other way, obviously they'd be like, this is fake, because it's recognizable. Nike has their branding so consistent that it's recognizable everywhere. And that's the same thing that you have to do. You have to make your brand and yourself recognizable to everybody, not just people, not just like changing things and then not being consistent. Because if Nike started to change their colors or their logos on a daily basis or whenever they felt like it wouldn't be consistent. It wouldn't be the same. You would have different things everywhere and people would be getting confused because is it original? Is it not original? It just creates confusion. So that's what you have to do with your marketing as well. So I was talking about branding colors, and Canva offers palettes for you to save. So when you go on your Canva, if you have the pro version, you can choose a palette based on your logo or based on the colors that you prefer. So it's important to distinguish yourself. That way, like I said, you uniform your stuff. Your audience starts to familiarize with your brand, and they'll know exactly what they're looking at when they see your information or your post or things like that. There's a reason that Remax is so well known. It uses obviously the blue and the red. And so the next thing is incorporate your brand. So when you incorporate your brand onto your social media post, a lot of you have been in Sonia's meeting where she says, you know, a lot of the times people post and they're like, I'm a realtor, I'm a realtor, I'm a realtor. And it's the same way with your brands and your logos and your information. If you're constantly just putting it in their face, in their face, in their face, it starts to become kind of repetitive. And you want to do something that's a little bit less in your face. Canva offers the ability for you to incorporate your brands and your logos a little more subtly by using the transparency feature, and it can transform the whole look of your information. So if you want to focus more on the actual content that's on your post instead of just your branding, it does make it a little bit easier for you to incorporate your stuff, still have your name out there without having to be so in your face. And I'll show you exactly how to do that. Same thing with fonts, like I was talking about. You should choose 3 and stick to them. So if you have a heading, if you can see, my headings are all the same fonts, my subheadings are all the same font and style, and the body of my stuff is all the same. It's uniform. You have to pick, like I said, a set way for you to do stuff and do your marketing, and that way when you follow it, it's consistent everywhere. Canva offers a lot of free resources. Not only do they have pictures, but they have icons, and you can personalize them, you can upload them, you can do many things with them. You can crop them, you can do anything. And I'll show you that. A lot of people ask me where I get my pictures. Sometimes I don't use Canva. How much is the pro? I just saw the chat right now. The pro version, I'll go over all that when I do the second part so that you'll know, but I will go over it. Where do I get my pictures from? Canva, Google, Pinterest, and hashtags and real life. So a lot of the times I go to Pinterest and I search keywords just like you would do in Google. If you search computer, a lot of images come up, I save them, I upload them into Canva, and that's how I use them. But that's not really the problem. The thing about it is, how do I choose my pictures? And the way I choose my pictures is a little bit hard to explain. I relate a lot of the things that I do to my pictures. So for example, the Mother's Day post that we made, what makes you think about your mom? What makes you think about Mother's Day? When you think about it, what comes to your mind? Flowers, maybe your grandma, maybe you have a different way of celebrating Mother's Day. Maybe you treat your mom to a spa day, so that reminds you of Mother's Day. Maybe you bring your mom flowers. Maybe she doesn't like flowers. Maybe she likes shoes. You can incorporate all that stuff. Remember, a lot of the times people follow you because they like you. They want to relate to you. There's a reason why are so popular. Everybody relates to them. And it's the same way with your content. If you have things that are relatable, if you have images that are relatable, people will like them. I don't know how many of you look at your insights on your Instagram, but it's really handy. You go in there and it tells you exactly how many people view yours, how many have more likes than others, and that way you can focus on things like that. You can start targeting your audience. So if you, like a lot of you on here are realtors, right? You have your target audiences. Some of you want to work with empty nesters. Some of you want to work with first-time home buyers. Some of you want to do foreclosure and default, and that's okay. You find your niche, but when you do that, then you have to think about your content. What content are you going to put out there if you're going to focus on empty nesters? So you're going to want to create things that are for downsizing, for HOA with small HOA dues, senior communities. For first-time home buyers, you can do rent versus buy. You can do down payment assistance. You can do a buyer's guide. A lot of the times, first-time home buyers don't know what to expect. So all that information is really good. It just depends on what you want to do with it. I was talking about the stats, and then responses. Responses are so crucial as well. Sometimes it's not enough just to put things out there. You have to interact with your audience. A lot of the ways that people are doing now are lives or videos. That's a great way to interact with your audience. You can do surveys, you can do games and feedback. I'm not sure if any of you follow our Remax Champions Chino page, but we have surveys on there. We have this or that on there, and it gets a lot of reactions. All that interactive stuff, people are sitting home right now. They're bored, they don't know what to do. All that stuff is really, really good for them to interact with you. That way you get a conversation started. You start talking to them, you get a little more information. But not just Instagram. Be seen on other social media platforms. You can sync them together, like Facebook and Instagram integrate with each other. A great way to do that is just click it on so that you guys can sync them together. So whatever you post on your Instagram will automatically go to your Facebook. Like that. Does anyone have any questions for the time being? Let me unmute you. Yes.
Okay, the interactive, are you doing that on Instagram or just Facebook?
I do it on both. Like I said, you can sync your profiles with each other. So right. Because Facebook is owned by Instagram is owned by Facebook, you can integrate your profiles together. So there's a setting on your Instagram that you can turn on, and whatever you post on your Instagram will also post on your Facebook, so that you don't have to be posting in two things at once. And it's faster and easier for you to do instead of having to do it one by one. So if you don't have an account right now, we're gonna sign up right now. You can sign up with Google, you can sign up with Facebook, or you can sign up with your email. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sign up with my email. So I'm gonna type in Jessica Vargas @yahoo.com. So I'm gonna make up a password and then get started. The first thing you're gonna see is, what will you be using Canva for? It doesn't really matter exactly what you use it for. It's just for their research purposes. So you can put personal, you can put small businesses, because as a realtor, you technically are a small business. So I'm gonna go ahead and select that one. It does ask you if you wanna try the trial for free. I'm not sure how many of you have Canva already, or the pro or the free version. So I'm gonna stick with the free version only to make it a little simpler. I can switch back and forth between my screens to show you like the pro version settings and what's available on there. But for now, I'm just gonna do the free version, but maybe later. You can add, Canva has a really neat feature where you can invite your team and you can collaborate on your designs. So if I wanted to share this with the agents in my office, if I wanted to work with them, they are able to. They just have to join my team and have access to their own Canva account. So we're gonna skip that for now. So we're gonna start with our first design. So as a realtor, the first three things that pop into my mind are just listed, just sold, and just listed, just sold. And anybody else have another one that you use frequently or that you would want to use in your marketing pieces?
Open house before all this started.
I'm sorry?
Open house before all this craziness started.
Open house. Okay, open house. I see another one that says in escrow. So I'm gonna do, because we don't have open houses right now, I'm gonna do a just listed. So I'm gonna do an Instagram post. So I'm gonna start with that first. So when you first start, you're gonna get a blank canvas. So you're gonna choose, let me just exit out of there. So you have access to templates right here, like I was saying. If you choose one and you decide you don't like it, you can go ahead and delete it. So you don't have to keep any of the stuff that you do, you just delete them.
Wow.
So if you decide you like something from the template, but you don't want to use it or you want to modify it, you just click on the template that you want and you delete anything you don't want. See? It has a neat go back so you can put all your stuff back. You can resize on Canva, but that one is on the pro version. So if you are here and you decide that you don't want an Instagram post, that you actually want to make it a flyer, Canva Pro lets you resize your image. So if you do one and you want to make it a YouTube thumbnail as well, you just copy it and you make it a YouTube thumbnail. And I'll show you that on the pro version when I switch over to that one. But for now, we're gonna focus on doing a just sold. So I like the layout on here for my just sold, but obviously it's not a dessert, and it's not a peach muffin. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the stuff out that I don't want, and then I'll show you how to do it. So the good thing, one of the good features about Canva is that you can choose your color scheme with your image. And I'll show you exactly what I mean by that. So if you upload your own image, so I'm gonna upload this picture, actually. So I'm gonna upload this image right here. As soon as it's downloading, I'm gonna post that image on here. So say I want that, I like the colors on here. Canva will let you choose their colors. You see how it did a palette already for me? So I don't have to guess as to what this color is. I don't have to guess as to what that color is. I don't have to guess any of that. Canva will actually do it for you. So if I want to add text, you simply go here, you add a heading, you maneuver it to where you want it to go, and you add just sold. And because I want that pretty green color, now I can go here to the text color and just steal it. And you can do that with any image that you get. And if you go on photos right here, like I said, they have millions of search options. If you type in computer or you type in home, it has the images for you. So now this is the image that I'm gonna put as just sold, right? So I'm gonna resize it a little bit. And the first thing you wanna do is your information, you wanna have it handy. because you want them to remember your name, right? So Jessica Vargas, and then remember to put your DRE number, and then your phone number. And then you can resize them, and you can pick whatever color you want or whatever font you want. We were talking about selecting the styles, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. So when you search this, you put calligraphy. If I want a pretty handwriting, you can see that on the free version, you have access to a lot of the fonts, but you don't have all of them. So if you wanted this one, you'd have to upgrade to the pro version. If you wanted select ones, you'd have to upgrade, but you can still do things with the free version. You see, it still has many things available for you. So we're gonna put this, and then it also lets you upload your own image for your headshot. And whatever you have on here, it saves it for you. So if you upload something like your headshot and your logo, it stays there for you. You don't have to keep uploading it every single time, so that it's easy for you to use. So you just put it on there. And like I said, anything you don't need, you just delete. They also have a really good editing software. Like here's to flip. Right here, it's to duplicate. And then this is the transparency feature I was talking about. So if you don't want to put your image or your logo on there so quickly, so say you wanted to put your logo there, you can kind of make it softer so it's not in your face. So that's the free version. So the reason I used the pro version, and I said I wasn't coming back from the pro version, I'll explain to you. So right now you're going to take a look. These are all my designs, and I'll show you exactly why I like the pro version of this right now. So what they do have is they have a branding kit already for you. As you can see, they have the branding logos already there. So if you get the pro version and you upload your logo, it will always remain there for you. It lets you pick brand colors so that you can keep them there. And then you can also add different color schemes. So the Remax colors are what I usually use as a palette, but because I do so many posts and I want to make them a little bit different, I create color schemes for the month. So for the month of February, I had a lot of pinks, a lot of reds, a lot of whites because of Valentine's Day. For March, I had a lot of greens. I had a lot of darker greens. I had a lot of whites, yellows for St. Patrick's Day. The same thing, you're gonna wanna do the same thing for yours. You pick your own color scheme, and it makes it easier for you in the long run. The same thing with your fonts. Right here, you can upload your own fonts, or you can choose the ones that they have. And the ones that they have available are better than the ones on the free versions. It does tell you which ones are the free and which ones are the pro, but you can just select from those. So now I'm gonna go home and we're gonna create a just listed post. So as you can see, I already have my stuff set up with my folders and everything and my palettes. So it's a little bit easier for me to do, but you will have to create your own library. And as long as you have your headshots and your logos, it won't be difficult for you. What I like to do is I like to use the templates that they already have, like sold or real estate. and then I just modify them. So I'm gonna create a just listed flyer, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna upload, I'm gonna go to my uploads and I'm gonna choose the home that I'm gonna market. So for this one, I'm gonna use Eva's listing. She actually just sold. We just closed escrow. So for this one, I'm gonna use her listing. Now, the way I did that is, you see how it has the picture already? So what you're gonna do is you're just gonna grab the picture that you want and you're gonna drag it over. And it already modifies itself to the template that you have. So all you have to do is drop in your pictures. You don't really have to do much. It makes it really easy for you to modify stuff and to move things. Now, I wanted to show you also, if you put two images together, it'll move it. So if you want to do, say you wanted to add your own picture, what's going to happen is it's going to take over your picture. You see how it won't move out? So what you can do is you can lock it. You can lock the things that you have so they don't move. And it makes it easier for you to move it around. You see now he moves around without me having to, without the image moving. And you can unlock it and lock it however you please. So for this purpose, I'm gonna lock these two so that they don't move out of place. And same thing with here. I have my text right here and you can see that they're already there. The text from the branding kit that I made, they're already here. So I don't have to do anything. The only, if I decide that I don't want to use this, I just trash it. Oh, not the whole group, let me undo. So I'm going to trash the element and I'm going to add my own heading. And that's already the font that I chose. So I'm going to add just listed. And then I'm going to add a subheading for it. I'm going to do 123 Apple Street and say you wanted to add some specifics. Well, come and take a look at this beautiful townhome with lots of amenities, right? So what you can do is you move them around or you can resize them. You don't have to resize them using the numbers here. You can just drag and drop them as you please as well. So I'm gonna come and I'm gonna organize this. I'm gonna change this color right here. And you see my palette stays there. So everything that you do is all set up for you. That's why I like the pro version of this, but you, like I said, you can also work with the free version. The only difference with the free version is that if you choose a color, then you have to remember this code. That's a hex code. So if you decide that you like this color, then you copy and paste it into your notes or your clipboard, wherever you're gonna do, wherever you're gonna put your social media stuff. And that way you have the code for that color for the free version. For the pro version, this one stays for you. You pick your palette and it's there for you always, unless you change it. And then because it's blocking the image, we're gonna put a transparency on it so that you can see the writing still, but it doesn't necessarily block the house. And I like to use this because I want them to, I want the sellers or potential buyers, I want the clients to reach out to me. So if I put all the pictures of all the house or I put everything on there, they won't reach out to you as much as if you just gave them a small glimpse. So I love to use a transparency image only because it makes it a little bit easier for me to do different kind of looking post without having it be repetitive. Now, remember we were talking about the logos. You see how this logo, it doesn't really blend too well with the color scheme that I put. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put it here in the corner and I'm just gonna soften it up a little bit. And I can put it on the wall here, or I can put it on Joe here if I want to make him wear a little pin. You can do that also. Does anyone have any questions for the time being? Lupe said, will you show us how to remove color background on your photo? Yes, I'll show you how to remove that right now. So I'm gonna, okay, so I didn't go over this, but this is how you add a new page. Say you're working on this one and you like what you have, but there's something kind of off about it, or you want to modify it without having to completely delete your whole entire post. So there's a really neat thing right here where it says copy page. So if you click it, it creates a complete copy of your page so that you don't have to mess up your original one. You can use the other one, mess with this one, and if you decide you don't like it, you can just trash it. Okay, so let me show you how to remove that. So what Lupa is talking about is removing the background for the images that you have. So I'm gonna get a picture. I'm gonna look for a picture that I can remove its image from. Let's see, what can I do? Let me see a computer. Or actually, I have an agent's picture here that I could remove from her background. So this is what Lupe is talking about. You see how he has a background and then here he doesn't. Canva offers a background remover with the pro version so that you don't have to, so that you can use your pictures elsewhere and you don't have to keep cropping them, or if you don't like the background that you had on the original picture, you can remove it. So right here, when you go to effects, there's a background remover. You click it and it's really simple. It does it for you. You don't have to do anything else. You see how it removed his whole background and it's just his outline. I like to do those because when I do just sold posts or things like that, I don't want it to have his background. So like on this one, there's a reason I chose this one and not the other picture. I don't want it to have his background on there. I don't, because sometimes you take background, you have pictures and your background has another picture of a different house, or it just looks blocky. And I don't necessarily like that. So what I do is I remove them from the background and it just makes it look a little bit cleaner. You see? And now he's inside of the picture instead of the background being so bulky behind him. Does anyone have any other questions? Did you want me to go over anything specific? You upload all the remix. How much is the pro version? Okay, so remember I was talking to you about doing the pro and the free. So the pro version is $9.95 if you do it yearly. So if you pay it yearly, it comes up to about $120 for that year. And if you do it monthly, then it's $12.95. So yearly, I think that comes up to like 150 something. So it definitely gives you a discount. It gives you like a $36 discount. And had I known earlier, I would have definitely done those instead of the free version. Only because as realtors or as business owners, you don't have a lot of time to spend on marketing. And if something can be easier for you, why not? And if you're gonna use it all the time, then why not? The other thing I wanted to show you is not only do I make the social media posts, I also make different things. I make YouTube thumbnails on here. I do the this and that on there. And I do flyers on here. There's so many things that I can do on it. It doesn't necessarily just have to be for your marketing. I am looking through my library for some examples of what I'm saying. So this one. So this is a letterhead that I did. Somebody asked us for a letterhead and we didn't have one, so I just made one up. They have different search on the main page. Let me see. If you search on the main page, it gives you all of the things that they have to offer. You can even custom your dimensions. So if you have a design that you're working on, but it has to have specific ones, you can customize them here as well. You can create any type of design. You can create labels, cards. You can even make animated social media ones. So that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. A lot of you, some of you asked me if you do video on here, and yes, you can do video. Canva offers its own videos right here, but you can also upload your own, and we've done that many times. We've uploaded our own videos to help us do our transactions. So I'm gonna do one with it being with the video. Okay, so I'm gonna use this template because it kind of has what I want. So open or coming soon. So I'm gonna delete that one. I'm gonna get the video that I have of the coming soon, and I'm gonna add it here. And it moves. See? And all you have to do is make sure that your video is MP4 or a GIF, even a GIF, because these are GIFs. These aren't videos, they're GIFs. And you can do your listing. And right here, when you download it, all you have to do is download it as a video. You can also download in different types of versions. You can download as a picture, you can download as a PDF, and you can download as a GIF. You can make an animation. So say you have something that you want it to move. So these words, if you want, or if you want coming soon to move, you're gonna go here, show more, animation, and you can have it pan in. You can have it breathe in, breathe out. You can have it rise. You can have it slide in, or you can do a simple one where it's just there. It doesn't have to do anything crazy. It's just an animation, so you can upload it as a video. Does anyone have any other questions? This is free. Yes, there's a free version and there's a paid version. Can you show how you add a video to a computer screen in a post? Yes, I can. So like I said, I'm gonna start all over with a blank page. So what she's talking about is this. So let me add a computer. See, if you click on the image, it won't resize it and do it all for you, but if you click and drag it, it will. The only thing with that is that you see how the image cuts off? So a lot of them have to be resized or moved. And the way I did that, I just double clicked and you can move it around so that you can get the portion you want within the screen. Now, it doesn't always fit. Sometimes I have to look for different images because it just won't cooperate with me or it's too short. But yes, hold on, let me see. I had a question in the chat. Can you change the color coming soon? Yes, you can. You can change any of the colors that you want right here. You can choose from your color scheme, or you can choose a whole different one. You don't have to use the colors from there. See? So let's go back. So this is how I did it. So I choose an image that I like. So say I like this one because it works more. You see the little lines, it already has an outline for you. So the good thing about this is also the elements. They have shapes, they have frames for you, they even have stickers for you, they have charts, they have lines, they have a lot of stuff for you guys to use. And this is also in the free version, but not all of it. Like I said, you will have access to some of it, but you won't have access to all of it. So what you're gonna do, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna click the grids. Now, grids are really, really handy. And I'll show you why right now. So I'm gonna resize it to here, right? Get it as close as possible. And then I'm gonna upload a video. So I'll show you exactly how. You just click upload. Now let me see if I have a video here. I won't do anything too. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just select one from here because the videos we have are really, really long and it won't have time to upload. So I'm gonna do a video from here. So what I do is you drag it and you put it on there. See how it formed to that grid that I have? And now whatever is inside of that grid will continue to move. See? So if you have coming soon, that's how you do it. And it has a little play button to use. And say that you have your image, say that you're playing a video but you don't like some part of it. You can also you can crop it out from there. Okay. Any other questions? Let's see. What is the function? Okay, hold on. If you hold shift down while resizing it maintains the image structure and doesn't stretch or shrink the image. Oh, thank you, Rico. If you hold the shift down while resizing, it maintains the image structure and it doesn't stretch or shrink the image. Thank you. So what he's saying is if you click this and hold down shift, maintains the structure. I don't think that works, but I'll try it. Any other questions? What is the function of the grid? It's just to keep it in place for you. So if you had an image, say I wanted to upload, say I wanted to put this image on here. But it won't resize to what I want. Or it stretches out the picture. You see how it's stretching it? You don't want that. You want it to have the whole image. So when you get a grid and you place it in there, that image now conforms to the grid. See? You move the grid, but your image doesn't shrink. Any other questions, or did you guys have any comments? Was it kind of easy to follow along? This is my first time doing this, so I'm really sorry if it was like a little bit crazy, but I hope you guys got some good stuff from this. I mean, the
Yeah.
Remax logos,
I think
I got them from, I actually got them from Sonia. She had everything already for me.
Share them with the people. That way we already have them uploaded.
Yes, I can share it with you guys. If you guys send me your, I don't know if you guys have been on Spotify. I don't really use Spotify. The one that really does that is Sonia. She's really, really great at it. Mine is Canva. I can do anything you want to do, but I'm not that great at the one that's really, really good on there.
Jessica, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Gigi. First, I want to thank you. This is very helpful. I really like it. I missed the beginning of the class, and I was just wondering, where did you find it? Is this a function on the Remax website, or this is something you found from the MLS? Where did you get this?
Where did I get Canva?
Yeah.
Canva is a website.
Oh,
I know you said you missed some of
the
it.
beginning, that's why.
Yes, I know you said you missed some of it. This will be recorded. It was recorded actually. It was
Excellent.
recorded and it's going to be uploaded to Sonia's YouTube if you guys don't have her on there. It's Sonia Real Estate Broker. She also has a lot of her other YouTube channels. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Would it be okay for you to send the link of today's recording of the presentation so we can email to everybody?
Yes, actually, I'm gonna do this right now. Hold on. I'm gonna show you right now. So this presentation that I created, it was also created on Canva. So one of the features that you can do is actually create templates. So I can make this a template for you guys and then share it. So there you go. So I left it in the top box also, but if you guys email me on the email, my email again, I'll put it there. I can send it directly to you because some of you I do have your email addresses, but some of you I don't. So if you can just give me your email address, or you can put it, or you can email me, I can get that to you as soon as possible. And I'll post the link to her YouTube on our champions page on Facebook and on Instagram, so that you guys have it as well.
And you said that the part of it is free, or you can sign up and
Yes.
get upgraded. How much do you pay per month if you are upgraded? If I like it, for example, what's the cost?
So if you like it, it's $9.99 a month, but that one is billed yearly. And had I known earlier all the stuff that I can do, I would have probably paid the yearly fee. Right now I do the monthly. I'm sure I can upgrade. I just haven't done it yet. But had I known earlier, I would have definitely paid for the year, because monthly, I think it's $12.95, which isn't that bad either. $12.95 isn't too bad. You know, that's a Starbucks coffee and a muffin. You know what I mean? Like, you go to Starbucks 2-3 times a day. You know, sometimes, you know, depending on how your morning is, sometimes you go multiple times a day for that cup of coffee. But it's not too expensive. And like I said, I showed you guys some of the features of the free version. and I like it. I used it for about 3 months, and it was really, really handy. I loved it. I couldn't get enough of it. And then, but then I started to get busier here, and I couldn't spend so much time on it. And I said, you know what? Let me unlock the free trial and see if I like that, because they have a 30-day free trial. That's a lot. That's a lot of time. I
Mhm.
feel like, okay, why not? I logged on to the pro version, and I saw their branding kit, because before this, I didn't do any marketing. I'm a transaction coordinator. Well, for you guys that don't know, I'm Sonia's transaction coordinator and her assistant. I do some of the marketing. Now I do the marketing. I do a couple of other stuff, but just all of it. But I loved it. She gave me the task of doing her social media, and I actually fell in love with it. I love creating the post. You get to be creative, you get to put your own personality, your own style on it, and it's just nice, and it shows with your post. A lot of it'll start to show. And even if you think your posts are not that great, post it anyway. You will get better. If you go back to see the Chino Champions page, you can see exactly where I started, because the posts were not that great looking, and you can see the progression. It gets better and better, but it all takes practice and consistency. I know Sonia preaches about consistency so much, but it's very true. When you do something on a daily basis, you get better and better. It only makes it faster. It only makes it easier for you. And I know
Well,
you guys
thank you
don't.
so much for sharing this. It's very useful. And I have a quick question regarding
Yeah.
the marketing. You've been posting for a while. What did you find from the stuff that you're posting gets more response, or get more likes, or you get interaction with people?
On our insights, I noticed that our information, like buyer tips, seller tips, those get a lot of likes. They get a lot of shares. So do personal ones. And you wouldn't think so. You would think that all those, like the highly pretty posts, get the most likes, and that's not necessarily true. I get a lot of likes on. I did a throwback Thursday a while back, and I just used old pictures. And the same thing, like, I know a lot of you want to tackle your social media with this, and I highly encourage you to do like a calendar, and if you don't have to do a month, you can do like a week. That's what I do no, Sunday night. I open my planner and I look at my week, and I know what I have to do. Me and Sonia and Brenda and Catherine do Good Morning Vibes. And then we do Tech Wednesday with Sonia, which is this one. And then we do walking through a transaction. I know I have to do that. So
So you
I
post
get
every
those
day?
three lined up. Yeah, it's a weekly reoccurring session. So I know I have to do those. So I line them up. The day before, I time it. I put timers on my phone, and I put because you know how on Instagram you can do what's the word?
Scheduling?
Countdowns are really, really good to do on Instagram. Leave a little space for yourself to do it. And okay, bye Maria, have a good day.
I'm sorry, but I have to go, guys. Have a
It's
good day.
okay, go for it. I could talk forever too, so you just stop me anytime.
Or the computer version.
I'm sorry.
Do you recommend the computer version or the iPad version? Is it more easier to, with the mouse and whatnot?
It's
Versus,
easier to do it with the mouse, especially at first, only because you're new and things are moving around. Like that's why I showed you guys a little lock feature. Use the lock feature, because you will go insane if you don't. Your images will start moving around. your things will start getting out of place. Trust me, I learned the hard way to use it, because you put something somewhere and then you get something else, and then all of a sudden it takes it completely off. And the undo and the little lock version is like the best thing on there, because it really saves me a lot of time having to redo stuff, because accidentally
How about any images that I get from the web? Because I know there's some like huge pixel ones and then small pixel ones. How do you determine which one will work every time you upload?
it doesn't have a file size. The only thing that has like a file size maximum is videos. So videos do have a file size maximum. I don't remember the specifications exactly right now, but I know it will give you a notice. And it doesn't, yes, like Rigo said, the more pixels means the better image. But that's when you're uploading. So just make sure that the image that you're uploading to there is good quality, but it doesn't distort your quality at all. It doesn't move around the quality of your images. So if you upload things to them, it won't like rip it apart or anything. It keeps the integrity of the quality, and which is what I like. And it keeps the integrity of your video as well. So it won't diminish any of the quality. It just kind of depends on what you upload, but it doesn't have specifications.
And you get most of your pictures, like, let's say I want to create a flyer, and I say, oh, I'm going to create a flyer. Where do I get most of the pictures from? The web itself, Pinterest, or anywhere that you might think?
Yeah, I do that. I get images from Pinterest. I get them from Google. I get them from real life. Sometimes I'm walking around. Sometimes I walk my dog in the morning and I like the picture of the sunset. So I take a picture, and that's what I use for my good morning post.
Ah,
Or, things like that. Use real life. People want to connect with you. The more that you are relatable, the better your posts are. Like I said, I don't get the most likes on my pretty images. I get the most likes on the images I have of congratulations to the agents, or the images that I have of them working in the field. You don't have to do real estate all the time. You can do different stuff. It gets the same interactions, if not more.
What about the videos? Do you recommend the videos or the pictures?
Since right now we're doing a lot of live, especially because we're still not being able to do showings and things like that, I do recommend the videos, only because it gives you a different type of content. If they're used to you putting only images on there, and you start putting videos, it just makes it a little easier. And honestly, I think it even makes your job a little easier, because you don't have to think of a caption. You don't have to think of things so hard. You say it all in your video. Anything you want to say, sometimes you're limited in what you can say in those little captions. So if you do a video and you post it's great. People get to see your face. Especially right now, we're kind of missing face-to-face interactions. It's nice to see someone. It's nice to talk to someone. At least that's how I feel, but I'm not sure.
I see, I agree.
Anybody else have any questions?
What's the benefit to doing it every day? Don't you think it's too much? Is every day people actually look at every day, or it's better to just get good content and do it 3 times, 4 times a week?
Oh, and you don't have to do it every day. I'm in charge of the company website, which is why I do post every day, but you don't have to do it every day. Do something that's realistic for you. If you can only post 3 times a week, post 3 times a week, but do it consistently. Post Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then people will start to realize that that's when you post. People will look forward to your stuff. Just like we talked about farming, how people get stuff by mail. Okay, bye, Vanessa. We talked about farming. People begin to look forward to your stuff. So if you all of a sudden are there and then you disappear, people kind of think like, well, where'd you go? Like, what happened? Or like, I used to follow this girl who did blah, 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 but I don't know what happened to her. And it's the same way with really everything.
Consistency.
Jessica, where do you get content? I saw, not the real estate related stuff. I saw that beautiful post you created with the plans.
Oh,
How do you come up with these ideas, and where do you get the information, the content?
okay. So, honestly, the plant one, I was working from home and I decided like I wanted to buy plants, but I was like, okay, well, I want something that's kind of beneficial, or I want something that's nice, or I want something, you know, that has different. And I'm like, if I'm looking for that, I know other people are looking for that. And like I said, make your content relatable, something that even you would do, because you're taking the time to do the research, just like I took the time to do the research for the plants that I wanted in my house. If I want to know that information, somebody else does too. So I just decided to start typing it in there exactly how I've researched them. That's just how I did it. And then I just found the pictures of the plants like I showed you. I dropped them in, I put a little caption, and there you go. Yeah. But
Thank you.
Pinterest has a lot. Pinterest has a lot of ideas. I usually Google do it yourself in 3 simple steps, or do it yourself in 5 simple steps, whatever I kind of choose to do, because I know I go on the themes too. So for Mother's Day, I didn't do one for Mother's Day, but I did want to. I just didn't have the time to. But you could have done 3 gifts, simple gifts to give your mother for Mother's Day, like out of the box stuff, just things like that, just whatever kind of comes up in the events. I always look at my calendar of national days, like National Pizza Days, National whatever days, and then I look at the actual calendar. Like I know Memorial Day is coming up, so then I try to think ahead of time to make the post in order to get them in line, and I'm not scrambling at the last minute to look for something to post.
Great. Thank you for all the suggestions.
You're welcome. All right, well, if you guys don't have any other questions, then that's it. I'll be uploading this to YouTube, so I'll post it on our champions page, and I'll see you there.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.